Hello my guitar exploring friends, this is Prokopis from String Systems and I'm here to help you practice effectively, improve every day and enjoy the process. And you will enjoy your guitar practice more and improve quicker when you understand what you're doing instead of just memorizing stuff. When I was starting out, I tried to cover up my fretboard ignorance by memorizing scale pattern boxes or by playing other people's licks, even though I didn't really know what I was doing. Now, if you are using these kinds of shortcuts, that's understandable because it's tough to learn the theory behind everything. And if you're a hobbyist, you don't have the time for that. But still, when I played that way, I always got that nagging feeling that I was faking it. That's because music is supposed to be a way to express yourself. Thankfully, there are some small, easy adjustments that we can make to our thinking that can help us understand how music works and end up playing more and more like ourselves. Today we'll look at something that's simple, yet we guitar players are notorious for misunderstanding. So let's say you go to a website and they show you a fretboard shape and they say this is the Dorian mode. And then they show you another one and they say this is the Ionian mode and so on. Well, these statements are actually wrong, and if we keep thinking like that, we will stay extremely limited in our understanding. And since you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you prefer to understand things rather than to memorize mindlessly. So I encourage you to invest in your guitar progress by paying attention to these next few minutes. I promise you'll get practical results right away. Let's take this fretboard diagram, for example. By the way, stop memorizing these big diagrams to learn the modes. Later, I'll show you how to use the string fragment system instead. SFS is easier, faster, and helps you play by ear better. But for now, I'm using this for viewers that are not familiar with SFS. So, if I use this diagram and the chords playing behind my soloing revolve around the C major chord, then indeed I would be correct in saying that I'm playing the C major scale or the C Ionian mode. And we notice that these C's sound like home bass. They are the root of the C major chord, which happens to be the chord that dominates the background harmony. But what if a D minor chord dominates the background harmony? Well, now it's the D's that sound like home bass. So this song is not in C major, it's actually in D Dorian. But the notes that I'm using are exactly the same ones. The scale pattern is exactly the same. What changed? The harmonic context, the chords playing in the background. In fact, this same scale pattern can be any of the 7 modes, depending on which notes sound like home bass. And again, that depends on the background chords. This means that you can already play all 7 modes, even if you just know one fingering shape for the major scale. Now, it's nice to move around into other positions and not stay stuck there. But when you do learn another position, you will be able to play all 7 modes there as well if you apply what I'm showing you here. Most players think that the root note has to be on finger 1 or 2 of string 6, and that every mode must start and end on its root note, which makes everything sound like an exercise. So they would only see this as the Ionian mode, the major scale. If they want to play Dorian, then they always have to move to the quote-unquote Dorian shape. This is very limiting. You'll always end up starting each mode on the same finger and playing similar phrases that fit that one shape. But if you can use all shapes for all modes, then the possibilities are endless. So what are these modes really? They are the major scale, but played over 7 different harmonic contexts. And what's the real difference between scales and modes? The term scale refers to the general structure. It tells you what notes are available. But the word mode tells us what function the notes of the scale have over the background chords. The role of each note changes for each mode, and that's why it gets a different degree number. If you are referring to the Ionian mode, you can actually use the terms scale and mode interchangeably because Ionian is traditionally the default mode for the major scale. But it's important to know that scale and mode are not exact synonyms. If you're watching this inside the free mini course, you can try this for yourself using the special practice track under this video. It guides you through all 7 modes using this same scale shape and shows you how the functions of the notes change for each mode. It's very easy to follow and you will feel like a better musician after you go through it a few times. And if you're more curious about this subject, there's also a link to another lesson that clears things up even more. It's from the previous version of this mini course and it's called Modes versus Scales. What we just learned is very hard to apply in real musical situations if you're used to thinking in terms of scale pattern boxes. I mean, you can probably memorize boxes if you try hard enough, but you won't really know what to do with them. So, starting in the next lesson of this mini course, I will show you how you can avoid memorizing boxes like this one and use the string fragment system instead, which is very practical and will get you moving freely around the fretboard in no time. I'm going to be sharing concepts from my premium SFS modes course, which has been a big hit with the string systems community. Now, if you signed up for the free mini course, you can navigate to the next lesson right away. And if you opted for the email guide, you should also get a very useful email tomorrow to help you take the next step. If you're watching this on YouTube or social media, then you can use the link below to sign up for free. This is Prokopis from String Systems reminding you to enjoy your practice and be effective.